Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Action Comics 159, The Man Who Owned Superman. An aggressively forgettable Superman story. I don't really have anything really good to say about this story. It's inoffensive, but it's completely and utterly throwaway. Like, they didn't even try to make this even remotely fun for the time. This is a return of a story we haven't really seen since before World War II, which is someone controlling Superman through some weird occurrence of events. I don't even remember those stories very well, but there was at least two of them. One of them involved a guy who didn't have like a job, and Superman had to be his servant for some reasons. I can't even remember why, but I remember him building houses and stuff. Here, it actually has a pretty good opening that at least is going to be somewhat memorable for me because it's about Lois teaching Superman a lesson. Finally. Superman's kind of being awful to her because, it's the 1950s, it's what he usually does, but he's more annoyed because she keeps demanding his help in getting stories. So, like, demanding Superman to pick her up so she can get a better view of a rocket launching. That's what's really annoying him. But after reporting at the zoo, her nonchalantness is annoying Superman and asks her why she's not hurrying because Clark Kent will scoop her, and she's pretty much laughing at that idea. Almost like it never happens, even though that was, for the longest time, like the default ending, who was going to scoop who at the end of the story. So a bet is made where Lois gets to order Superman around if Clark beats her to the scoop, which he should, because Superman's immediately going to become Clark Kent again and go fly back to the Daily Planet offices and write the story super fast. But joke's on him, Lois knows something Clark doesn't know, and that's that Perry White is at a hotel and not at the Daily Planet offices. So Lois goes to the hotel and just delivers the story before showing back up as Clark is waiting, expecting her to, come back and write the story. So Superman has lost, and a piece of paper, a slip of paper, is written saying, whoever holds this piece of paper controls Superman. But joke's on her, she loses it immediately, and that's where the story loses all interest. It's found by some schlub by the name of Mr. Wimple, who was voted the least popular in his high school. Do you think they just put that in because they hated him so much? That feels like something no school would have done. I don't know what Mr. Wimple does. At times he's working in a metal factory, some sort of metal press. And at other times he's in an office dressed for an office. So I'm pretty confused. Is he the foreman? Does he go to the floor some days and then to the office the other days to the boss? Mainly he uses Superman to make himself look good in front of his boss, like bringing a river of fish over and spinning them around so the boss can fish without leaving the office, and screwing with Jupiter's moon so they can have like a lovely night at a party. This is where Lois eventually sees the slip of paper. You notice how fast I just got through that because there's like nothing that happens that's particularly interesting or even fun for Superman to do. Lois sees the paper and tries to get it back, and it flies away, and she screams about it for so long that when she gets the paper back, she loses her voice. This being the last joke on Lois, because even if Superman says he's not going to teach her a lesson, she's going to be taught a lesson somehow. But the paper says nothing about written word commands, only what the person says. And because Lois can't say anything, the time limit's going to run out, and she no longer controls Superman. So no one owns Superman. I mean, he could have just not followed through with Mr. Wimple. I guess he does believe in fairness and keeping to his word. Though Lois should have had a contract signed up that was more specifically naming her and not just whoever controls a piece of paper. She was just asking for this. But yeah, I'm going to forget the story as soon as I end this recording, because I had honestly had to reread the opening to remember how all of this happened in the first place, because even my notes weren't particularly very good for the story. It is utterly forgettable, and it's meant to be thrown away as quickly as you read it. So that is it from Action Comics 159, The Man Who Owned Superman. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when new video is up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And why didn't Clark go look for Perry if he had been sitting there for so long to give the story? Clearly he was not in the office. You have the ability to fly in X-ray vision. Come on, man. Okay, have a great day.